Okay, these are some Kimura variations from the crossbody position. Kimura, also known as chicken wing, it's a key lock, bent arm lock. So from the position, from the chicken wing or Kimura position, number one is called a leg over. So once I get him and I roll him back, I'm just going leg over his head, kick my heel back to my knee. So not only do I have this shoulder manipulation, but now I'm manipulating his neck a little bit and making him a little discomfort and disoriented. So it's just called a leg over. Remember, on that Kimura, elbow above his shoulder is key. And then when you add the head manipulation, this makes everything a little bit more tighter. So it's leg over. Number two is the walk around. So in this case, I have the lock. I can't quite get it because of strength or whatever it might be the scenario. His arm starts to bend in a little bit. So when it's bent in, you can't quite get the submission on. So you're going to switch your hips and you're going to start to walk around. You'll walk around the top leg, and as I walk around, it just puts more pressure and on that shoulder lock. So it's a walk around, walk, walk, walk. It's like you're going to put your knee into his ear. The next position, or next variation, a lot of times once you get control of the arm, people will grab their pants or their shirt. In this case, it's called a push-push-pull method. So I get the position, the lock, and I'm going to push into his wrist, a little jerky motion. Push, push, and then I'm going to rip it and pull. This allows me to get that arm out, lean back, elbow above, get his shoulder off the mat, put it into his spine. So again, he grabs his pants. Get that, remember always the wrist-hand control. Wrist-hand, not just on the wrist, wrist and hand. Lock that figure four, hand on hand. Trying to release the grip, I push, just a jerky motion, just to set him up, make him think. Push, push as he grabs on tight, and then you rip it, pull it, lean back, ear, look away, and put it up. Okay? Next one, he grabs again. Okay? In this case, I'm going to put my forearm, or my elbow, right on his wrist. Okay? And I'm going to reach as far through as I can, so I go hand on my bicep. And now I'm going to start putting pressure on his wrist joint. And from here, I'm just going to put my elbow forward, and that releases the grip, grab the hand, put it on. So again, he grabs. I put my arm, my elbow, right on his thumb and wrist joint. Figure four, hand to bicep, and I'm going to, this is my motion. It's going to go just like this. Just like throwing a vertical elbow. So I put that, and that's going to release the grip because there's going to be pressure on his joint. It becomes painful. So I put the pressure on, releases the grip, get my hand position, and put on the lock. The next one is just called a power Kimura. This is where, again, he grabs. This time, I'm going to take my elbow and forearm and go over his hand, and I'm actually going to pin his hand to his pants myself. So not only is he grabbing, I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to reach all the way through, grab my bicep, same grip, grabbing my bicep. Take this hand, grab his elbow. Okay? From here, I'm going to run around to this side, drop my hip next to his head, and I'm going to lift. And that's going to manipulate the shoulder. Okay, so again, he grabs. So I pin it, I help pin it myself. Reach deep under, grab my bicep. Grab his elbow. If it's possible, you can even grab your own elbow. He's pretty big, so I'll grab his own elbow, his elbow. Grab, put my head tight. Hips up, walk around. Drop my hips to his head. Turn to my side, and put the pressure on. The motion from here is I'm lifting like this. Put your elbow to the sky. So again, the options. Number one, I get this control. I've gotten the arm. I roll him back, start to put it on, put my leg over, put my heel to my knee. So now I'm manipulating his neck and his arm. That's number one. Number two, his arm starts to bend in. So I drop to my hip, my high leg, my high knee goes to his head, and I just start to walk around. That puts pressure on the shoulder. Next one, he grabs, push, push, pull. Get the lock, push it towards me, or pull it. So I'm pulling it, or I'm pushing it, and then I rip it, pull it, lean back, put it on. Next one, it's like my elbow, he's grabbing his pants, my elbow goes to the inside of his wrist. I go to my bicep, and I'm just turning my body and extending it out. That releases the grip, go on, and put it on. And the last one is a power. Pin that to his body, get to my bicep, grab his elbow, head tight, hips up, run around. Drop my hip, just my near hip, to his head. And then I put it on. And again, this motion from here to finish the lock is lift. And that manipulates the shoulder joint. So those are some variations for the Kimura from the crossbody position.